Hello everyone. It's James again. And before I start today's video, I just want to quickly say, all work in this video contains 100% original content of and by myself James Smith, otherwise known as Bgood 4000, and was uniquely created with NAWMAL software, by myself James Smith. As I purchased commercial rights from NAWMAL to produce my unique and original video with this software. Commentary is uniquely my own thoughts, feelings, and expressions. Now that I have that out of the way, I do hope your day is going better than fantastic and your journey to self-betterment is going better than fantastic as well. Today, I wanted to talk about something very important. And I do hope this video finds not only my subscribers, but I also hope it finds a lot of new people as well. The reason why is I think people in general need to slow things down and look at what they are doing and why they are doing it. You see, over the past few videos, I've been talking about a man named Timothy Reed. He went to Colombia after he met a woman from there online. And he set out to buy some real estate there. Some apartments and a restaurant. Then out of nowhere, his life was sadly taken. At first it was said to be a robbery gone wrong. However, there are a great many that think and feel like he was set up from the get-go. Only time will tell, as the authorities are still looking into this matter. However, all of you people out there need to start asking yourself, who is pulling the strings in the way they are telling the masses on how you are supposed to have relationships? Because sadly what is happening is, those that are trying to put their best foot forward, they feel like they are boxed in. And they have no way to get ahead not only in the type career of or business they want to have, but also with creating and having a loving family. And as I've mentioned on my last videos, you have people going abroad, love-starved, and hoping to find a better life for themselves. And some never make it back home as a result. Now, I want to say, there is nothing wrong with finding someone that loves you in another country. However, you must be aware of countries that are hotspots for people going to hoping for a better life. That have people there that are good and people there that are willing to use you being loved starved to manipulate and use you. And in some cases even harm you. But how did we get to this point? You see, I at times watch some of these podcasts with people on there talking about modern dating. And the sad part is I just see and hear a lot of delusional and toxic thinking. And these are people still not getting what they want. And they just keep going at things not questioning. Who made up these crazy life rules that you and a great many people follow? Here's what I want all of you to know. If movies tomorrow showed a together family unit, and husbands and wives working hard together and even through their ups and downs keeping their family together, this person gets sick. They stick together and work on things together. This person loses their job. They work hard together and keep the family together even if they have to change their spending habits. You see, you are getting played. You're getting played big time. Do you know how many people and big businesses benefit from you and your life being a mess? If you are a self-sustaining family, you won't need much from others. Think about it. There was a time when the family home was extremely important. And these homes passed down from one generation to the next. It was seen as safety. A place where you always had to go to and start over again if need be. Now the idea of a family home is a concept that most people have no thoughts or feelings about. Because heck, most people can't afford a house, let alone keep it and pass it down throughout their life and at the end of their life. But the question is who benefits? It used to be more normal to live in a house even if it was a small house. Now there are apartments. Tiny unit apartments everywhere. I want you to understand something. Narcissists and other evil toxic people are about you giving up your security and ways to care for yourself. They like to trick you out to sea, metaphorically speaking. And then once you are there, They change the rules on you and put you in a situation where you are barely able to swim and stay above water. So now you have a lot of people living in tiny apartments. But hey, with at least 2 people paying the rent, it's pretty easy, right? Well, one would think. But relationships have become so toxic and scary that most people are either breaking up with someone or getting a divorce. So they now have to get their own place, along with the other person involved. Or people are so scared to get married, so they live in their apartment their entire life, without ever having a family life, sharing a home with their spouse and possible son or daughter. Who benefits? Who benefits? The big owners that are charging you rent. And hey, there's nothing wrong with someone owning a bunch of apartments and collecting rent. The problem is people. People are unable to work together long enough to get out of the mess they are in and onto a better life. You see, living in an apartment, since we are on that example, it was once seen as a starting point in life. And soon after you would get married and you and your husband or wife would end up buying a home. And then soon after that, you might start having a family. But a big, and I do mean big, monkey wrench has been thrown into the gears of all of this. And what happens is, and it's really sad when you think about it, is people don't lose their God-given instincts. They don't lose them. They still want to have a family. They still want to prosper and use their talents. Like in Timothy Reed's case, he was a good cook. And for whatever reason we aren't seeing ourselves able to have the life our gut instincts, our God-given drive that tells us, go and use your talents. Meet someone good for you so you aren't alone. And because we can't do some or all of these things, we feel boxed in. And we start looking for any ways we can do these things. And that's when we stop looking at the red flags. We stop looking at the danger signs. And we stop listening to that other gut instinct we have that's telling us something is very wrong. Here's the reality. Relationships have changed, and not for the better. And sadly you can see the narcissist's fingerprints all over this change. And it's because narcissists love to control others. And they love to see people in love break up. They love it. Look, I'm going to come right out there and say it. And this is the message that I hope that gets out there. Most of what I've seen is majority of the people out there base their relationship standards and money on how much they can use someone basically. And the fact of the matter is, those that are doing such a thing and falling into this lifestyle trap, they have no idea they are funding a lot of people that benefit off such failed relationships. Meanwhile you will only get a little bit of this money for only a short period of time. You're messing up yourself and you're messing up your family's chance at success in the future. But that's what the Satan wants. He doesn't want functional and healthy-minded people walking around. He wants broken people that he can break them down and hurt them even more. If people on these shows really wanted a good outcome in the so-called modern relationships out there, they would turn their back on those that are so-called telling and teaching them on how to have a modern relationship. Look, most people will not have what you are looking for. But the question you should ask yourself is, what is this person's beliefs? Do they love God with all of their soul and being? Do they strive to have good moral character? Flawed? Yes. But are they every day doing their best? You might have passed over someone that works as a grocery store clerk. But because they didn't have a job as a CEO, they aren't good enough. Doesn't the Bible teach us to strive and do our best to be like Jesus the Christ? Yes. Yes, it does. Do you think Jesus is concerned with your financial status in the world? What if Jesus dumped you out of his life because your job wasn't good enough by the world's standards? And no, someone that works at a grocery store isn't lazy just because they make less than a CEO. And that's something to think about. And understand the narcissist's fingerprints on the family and relationships. There was a time in this world where a store clerk or a manager at a grocery store could make a living of almost a middle-class life. Now there are a great many that see that as a job that isn't worthy. And if you have such a job, why are you trying to have a relationship? But then think about a CEO. Not all. But a great many have to make heartless choices. I mean heartless choices within regards to making the company and themselves more money so they can buy a bigger boat or another car. But it might cost a bunch of working people out there everything. Now I'm not saying that a person at a grocery store will have a better moral character over the tough business person. But what I am saying is, be careful what you wish for. You may want someone like that so bad because of the money. Meaning the tough business person. And find out it's not all it's cracked up to be. How and where did we get from a place where it was seen as normal to build together as a family? And now if you don't already have it like a movie star, then you better not even consider having or expecting to get into a relationship with someone. Let alone having others view you as being a good potential suitor. The Most High God can make anyone rich or poor with the snap of his finger. And why he chooses to do such a thing is God's own reason. Some people get certain tests for certain reasons. And sometimes money provides more tests than one would think or know could exist. Look around people. Relationships are a mess. And people need to start asking themselves why. Start questioning things. Why are you seeing certain things show up in television and movies? Why are people promoting broken and toxic behavior as empowering and good? Because the more you are a broken person, the more Satan can control you and your life. And the more others can gain supply from you along with money. It's that simple. You see, narcissism has been around for a long time. But you still had a chance. A chance to get out there and be a business owner with a good idea and some hard work. You had a chance to marry your school sweetheart and build a good life together. Even if you were just starting out in life. But narcissism has taken such a hold. Where, like the Bible says, people will see bad as good and good as bad. Slow things down. Look at what is going on around you. And a change can be made if enough people turn their back on the toxic aspects of society and live a life where they can build with one another. Because I have news for you. There are very few people out there that can make the millions and millions of dollars it will take to not need someone's help. And even then, God can take that from such a person if that's his desire or wish to do so. When I look at the state of the family and relationships, it's sad. It's really sad. But ask yourself, who's benefiting from this pain and dysfunction? With that said, please leave your comment about this below. And along with my subscribers. If you are new to this channel, please tell me your thoughts on this subject. I want to know what you are thinking and feeling about this topic. Because the more we share, the more we grow. With that said, I do hope your day is blessed. And until next time, bye for now. And be good to yourself.